does pause when I turn it to 0, so that's cool. Annoyance, just at cameras. I just hate it. It sucks having it back there because it's not in my field of view up here. I could clamp it to the visor. I used to do that before too, but it's kind of loose too. Got a little bit of flurries happening here. So yeah, yesterday cracked the A-box in half. Just driving, doing a $120 on the 4-lane, and all of a sudden just a little burp, and it was almost like I heard it, and I was like, that definitely was something, but I thought it was the compressor or something maybe, because it sounded like it was really small and inferior. So I'm like, well, let's have a stop before I get to the end of the 4-lane here and have a look-see, just in case it's something major and it's pissing out oil, which it was. I stopped, got out, took a gander at the goose underneath, and he broke one of his legs. All I seen was oil everywhere, and I knew it was coming from the A-box, and that's about where I left it because it was wet and gross. So, then once we, so buddy that was, the three of us were going out, so he had a pin load. He had to go deliver his load. He was about a half an hour ahead of me, so it was about 2 hours before he got back to me, and he pulled me out from under my trailer, and he hooked onto it. I helped him do all that, and then he took off, and he had to go back to the same spot. It was like 2.5 hours before he got back to me again to scissor down and load me up. Because I don't know, it's New Year's Eve right now, so people were like booked off. A lot of people weren't coming back until after New Year's, so I had to wait. Oh, I'm tripping out. I'm like, what's that sound? I put the air intake on last night. So anyways, once we got it back to the shop and I get a creeper so I didn't have to lay in the wet salt, crawled underneath there with the flashlight and took some video and a couple photos, and then yeah, it split right down the middle, but I want to say that it started somewhere right around the input. So I don't know, something let loose and went around in a circle. It's hard to say. And then met the wall of the case and then had to make room and then split the case because it had no room. It's hardened gears, right? Like it's like throwing a rod on your engine. It's just gonna make room. It's going out through the sidewall or the side of the block, you know, the casing, cast. So the input flange, where all the bolts are to hold the input plate from the main comes into the auxiliary. Around every bolt there's, say, 8 bolts. I don't know, I didn't count them, but they are broke and slightly twisted a tiny bit. So yeah, I'm like, I was all proud of myself. I was like, I did good job. But I already said it before. Oh, I forgot to shave. Damn it. That's what happens when you get me in a rush. A bolt fell out of the bottom last year for about 300 kilometers. And I put a wing nut bolt out of my battery box on it for the remainder of that trip, which was like another 16 hours. I filled it up with 2050, I think, from the store at Fort McKay, which is north of Fort McMurray, and we were hauling pumps, so I don't know, it was a little whiny in like 4th and 7th low. You could definitely, it was really whiny there, but it was also like it howled, because when you pass people, it's definitely like, what? You know, auxiliary trucks. Oh, the KO4 sounds good. It sounds way better than my other bullshit. What's going on here, bro? Iced up, locked up, spun out. Gotta let it relearn its stuff before I start hammering down on it. So I'm just taking it easy, but you get way more flutter and stuff. Oh, it sounds deadly. Fuck, I'm losing concentration what I was talking about. Yeah, I've tried multiple bolts off of my truck and was looking at the other two guys that were with me when we were in Fort Mac when I dropped all the oil out of the auxiliary last year, and I couldn't find any bolts. The only thing that fit perfect was the wing. I don't even know. Is it a wing nut head on a bolt that bolts the battery box lid onto the side of the step? But it was hella long, and I had to get... I don't know where I found all these washers, but I think I put a bunch on the battery box store at the time. Some of them all had washers, spacers, because they were so long. I'm like, dude, it's like threading for an hour to get in here. I'm like, if I had an emergency and had to get in here and the battery disconnects didn't cut it, I'm like, the truck's on fire. So yeah, I have a couple pictures of that bush fix too. And then I said I bought all the 2050 5 or 4, I think it was 4 jugs out of the Fort McKay Petrocan, I think it was, and it's right at the A&W 25 below with a little bit of wind chill, laying in the parking lot, squeezing all these jugs in because I had like I had a diff bottle, and I'm pretty sure these ones did or didn't, I don't know, but I had the squeeze tip, right, that I use for filling hubs on trailers, and I literally, you couldn't get it straight in, so you were like pumping upwards into an angle to fill it. It was bullshit, a lot of bullshit. That I just put those 4 jugs in, or 3, I couldn't remember what I had. I'm like, something's better than nothing, and carried on with the job, got back, and buddy just put in, he redid all the inspection plate bolts and Loctited them and just refilled it. And I've made it another year, right? Since about when that happened, so that's cool. And then yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. So it's just was wearing and wearing and wearing and wearing and wearing, and finally just boom, because I wasn't doing anything excessive, and I haven't done anything really excessive all winter. I haven't done a lot of coils. I've done a few coils, but they weren't like super heavy ones, and I wasn't crazy about anything I had to do. It was on frozen ground, just chained up, kind of typical stuff. Except for that one that I took out to Simonet. That was the last time I did something crazy with a coil, so maybe not, who knows. It's life of trucking, man. It's stuff breaks, especially when you're doing heavy stuff like that and you do not have planetary axles. If you want to be able to do this stuff without injury, planetary hubs is the only way you would do that. But I gotta run into the store here, and I gotta hit McDonald's. We gotta go take out 2 acid tanks, and I gotta grab and drive the T800 Texas bed because Dano is at an appointment and he's gonna be injected with drugs and won't be able to drive, I guess. So I'm like, kinda want nothing to do with it, but I gotta do what I gotta do, so. And I think I got the exhaust sold, so that means I have money for new exhaust for this. Today at like noonish. What? Where's the fucking key? Who takes the key out? Fuck. He really doesn't want anybody driving his truck, but I get it. People suck. Oh, fuck. Whoa, I want that pyro. Be a loud day again. first stack of 6 when you go through the gate. He didn't tell you. Right?
Oh yeah, I didn't know which one. I'll grab them.
Roger.
I was gonna ask where your truck was, but I remembered. I make a nice bang noise.
No, strangely, it just sounded like gear rubbing on something for like a split second, and then it was silent. And it just kind of felt like a broken yoke when I tried to back up to get on the range road, so I just stayed where I was. And then once I was empty, I could drive around still. Loaded myself, unloaded myself.
Oh, that's amazing, yeah. It's put it wide open, didn't it?
Yeah, like half an inch on the front side and the bottom, and then all the way across the bottom was cracked, and then the mounting plate for the front yoke, around every bolt was broken right off. Like it twisted and broke all the eyes.
Holy shit, doesn't get any worse than that.
Yeah, I was super impressed. I was like, nice, this is good. Definitely something wrong with these Jake head or something. Goes back and forth in between full Jakes and number 2.
turns like a dream, eh?
That's the worst turning radius I've ever encountered.
Yeah, I was thinking bigger.
That's the top. I would like to open. I don't think we're gonna get a core for it. Definitely dirty. Crack there, crack that, crack that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty proud of it. Good job. Never seen that before in my life. But then again, I've only had like 2 trucks that had 4-speed. And one was a manual.